Good morning, everybody. John Phillips here, JP Mortgages. We're doing another podcast. Today, I have got Lee Gaddis with me from Arch Law Solicitors in Leeds. And today, this morning, we are talking about conveyancing. What happens when you get your mortgage offer, disbursements, and what Lee's role is. Lee, thanks so much for coming in today.
Good to see you,
Really
JP.
appreciate that. It's great that you're coming. This can obviously let people know what happens at your end. So let's talk about yourself. You've been in the job a long time now.
Yeah, I've been involved in conveyancing for about 20 years, John, and still in the thick of it in Leeds. We've got a mixed client base of residential and commercial property buyers and sellers.
Right. So you're based in the city centre.
Yeah.
Great stuff. And you do residential and commercial,
Yeah. So
HMO and all that kind of stuff.
yeah. So the residential is obviously people buying and selling their own home to move.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of B2B work where, like you say, it could be a HMO, it could be a buy-to-let, it could be someone buying a care home, and then into commercial, which is, it could be shops, pubs, factories.
Oh, okay.
All
That's
sorts
good.
of things, really.
Brilliant. Thanks for that. So let's talk about when you get the mortgage offer. What kind of things do you want in straight away from the client?
So right at the start, all our onboarding, as we call it for clients, is electronic. So all we need to start is that client's personal details, home address, telephone number, email address. And then we open the file electronically, and then our onboarding is electronic as well. So our clients sign their terms electronically, which takes about 2 minutes. We do electronic ID checks and AML checks as well.
All done.
All done online, and it can all be done in half an hour.
Great stuff. And you send an email to the clients quoting your costs and that.
Yeah, right at the start. Yeah, we gave a full breakdown.
So what our clients don't know is what disbursements are. Can we talk about disbursements?
Yeah, so whenever we give a quotation, first element to it is legal fees, and then on that is VAT. Anything after that is called a disbursement. So if you're buying a property, you would need, for example, searches. So that's a disbursement.
Yeah.
So they can be local authority searches, if it's in Yorkshire, coal search, water and drainage, environmental. So they're all searches and they're all disbursements. If you're buying a property, you'll need a land registry fee, so that's another disbursement. Stamp duty, land tax is another disbursement.
Right.
So the legal fee element is often the smallest part, and then the disbursements is the next larger part.
Which you all want on completion payable to you.
Yeah.
Right,
So we
got you. So in general, if things went really, really smooth, what's the fastest time you would say you can turn a purchase round or a remortgage?
I think
There's no major issues.
if you take a remortgage first,
Yeah.
the property's normally already owned,
Yeah.
so that can be much quicker, and we can turn a remortgage around in about 4 weeks.
That's good.
So the way we look at a remortgage is same process as before. We open the file, do the electronic onboarding, files open.
Yeah.
When we get the title deeds, they're in the client's name. So then as soon as we get the mortgage offer, we're either putting a mortgage secured on the property or we're paying one off and then securing the new property. So that can be about 4 weeks. For a purchase, on average, we look at about 8 to 10 weeks. So if you take the national average at the minute is 19 weeks, we can trim that by half.
Wow.
Just through our efficiencies and the use of technology and just doing things really,
And
really
that's what
quickly.
clients want, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it is.
Let's talk about the worst case scenario, where things go wrong and you're involved in the case and the whole job's slowed up. Issues at your end.
Yeah,
What clients can expect can happen at your end.
it can be a mixture of different reasons why things can be slowed down. So you can never account for who you've got on the other side to you,
Yep.
and how many people are in the chain and how many other third parties are involved. So that's something we can never control. So if you take one of our B2B clients might be buying a HMO and there's no chain and you know the solicitor on the other side, you might have worked with them before, that can go really, really quickly. If you take, for example, someone who's buying a property, it might be a first-time buyer and they're the first buyer in the chain. There might be another 4 or 5 parties above who might all need a mortgage. They'll all have different solicitors. They could be up and down the country. So that can tend to slow things down naturally. In terms of issues, I mentioned searches earlier. If we carry out a search and something comes up on that search, and that's the reason we do them, then we need to investigate. So if you take, for example, in South Yorkshire, ex-coal mining area, you carry out a mining search, and there might be a mine shaft or a previous mine shaft near the property.
Right.
So that's a bit of a red flag. Client needs to know about it, lender needs to know about it. We need to do extra reports, extra searches on top. And it just takes a little bit more time. So if you just take that as an example, you would carry out the call search, you get the information, then you need an extra call search, which would normally be called a buffer report. You want to make sure that that mine shaft is safe, it's capped, it's got concrete in there. You need to then get that over to the surveyor for the mortgage company. Are they happy? And so that just adds an extra layer of work and an extra few weeks. Other examples, it could be a title issue. So you take the title deeds and there might just be something on that title deed that's just not quite right. So it could be a restrictive covenant, it could be something that a previous owner has not had taken off the deeds that needs to come off, like an old restriction or an indenture or something like that.
Right. What about the actual clients themselves? You have a duty to report back to the bank, and also to protect the bank and protect the client. Where do you think clients could help you a lot more being a solicitor? Where would you think they don't get it right when you send your stuff out and stuff? You know? Yeah,
I think like you just said, it's a two-way process. So if we act for a client, we also act for the lender. So we've got two clients, and we're reporting to you both. We're making sure that you're both happy with the property and our reports and everything else. But the way that our clients can help us is to always be proactive, respond to any communication.
Absolutely.
And we'll communicate in different ways. So if clients prefer a WhatsApp message, then we can do that. We use email a lot. We've got a portal that people can use. So it's just about finding out how people communicate, and let's just do it and do it quickly. So if there's a list of 4 things that we need, come back with all 4. And send us what we need, and things will move very, very quickly then.
And you can do sale and purchase as well?
Yeah, we can do sale and purchase.
So in general, clients come to you, you're a one-stop shop really, aren't you? You do the whole lot really. Sale, purchase, and as long as they can produce everything, your main role is to get things done quickly for them clients.
It is, yeah. So from a residential point of view, it's sale, purchase, remortgage or transfer. And then from a commercial perspective, it's the same again, but also leases as well. So if people need commercial leases looking at, we can help with that as well.
Right. Well, you've heard it here this morning at JP Mortgages. Lee, thanks so much for covering that today, and thanks for coming in. Anything at all you want to know, Arch Law, they're based in Leeds on East Parade. Leeds mobile is?
It's 075 40 37 881.
Ring Lee, get a quote out. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the next podcast.